Welcome to Spiritcast number 5. This will be the My Anime List Favorites update. I am now expanded up to 20 anime and 20 characters. I will do no spoiler reviews of everything. Yes, I make very bad choices, but today we'll bring it down, or break it down. So currently, my favorite anime is Asha no Jo 2. What always amazes me about anime is that it can get me into things that I don't care about. I don't watch sports. I don't care about boxing. So why would I be interested in watching this? So I watched it, right? So the boxing's the front. This is a story, the life story of a character. It goes beyond boxing. It goes beyond sports. It's an emotional journey that'll captivate you. I don't think anything will ever surpass Asha no Jo, honestly. In fact, I have a lot of problems with reviews of this series. The top review of Asha no Jo on this garbage website called My Anime List is 8 out of 10, and I will be addressing that. Now, yes, I am now a mouse supporter. You might say, oh, what have you done? You're supporting? No. So, My Anime List does have a use as an archiving website. It's helped me keep track of what I'm watching, what I'm reading, notifications, compiling. It helps. This is my way of saying thank you. Now, granted, the scores are trash, should never be taken seriously. The community is toxic. The discussions are mostly garbage. So I'm specifically subscribing because of the archival use of it. I'm just saying thank you, that's it. But back to Asha no Jo 2. I am very close to finishing the manga. I will be doing a video, an emotional deep dive into the manga of Asha no Jo, and I have a lot to say because it's so different. I'm actually shocked at how different the manga is from the anime, and I'll break it down. I'm just surprised. For example, Carlos in the manga is nothing like Carlos in the anime. They're two completely different characters. Plenty of characters in the anime were never in the manga. It's actually very surprising. There's things in the manga that give you context, important clues. They skip them in the anime. They're being ambiguous on purpose. But the anime does elevate the manga. It's the best adaptation I've ever seen. If you think Violet Evergarden in Angel Beats is emotional, give this a chance. It is a wild ride of a series, and Jo is an incredible character. Legend of the Galactic Heroes. This is the most politically conscious series I've ever seen. It managed to nail having a lot of characters that are memorable, likable, well written. I watched everything, the OVA series, the movies, even that really bad Golden Wings one. I'm also watching the readaptation, which I made videos about and how it's just not good, but yeah, this series is also very emotional. You see, Asha no Jo and the Legend of the Galactic Heroes are peak anime. They're peak anime. I talked about them a lot on this channel, so I don't really need to repeat myself too much. But if I had to, Legend of the Galactic Heroes is a space opera. It's about two different civilizations fighting for supremacy. The main fight is between Yang Wenli and Reinhardt, and it tells their stories of, getting to the top, their struggles, their battles. But what I like about Legend of the Galactic Heroes is that it's a series that will radicalize you. It really does break down the politics of revolution, of struggle, of counterintelligence programs. It's so political, and I like how it deep dives into it. It's extremely political. In fact, there were many times I struggled to follow along with the dialogue because it's so conscious. And this anime had legendary staff behind it. and they managed to make the situation where they tried to fix things about the novel to make it better in the anime, and it worked. And that's why the new readaptation is bad, because it adapts the novel so faithfully that it adopts its problems, whereas the 80s OVA series tried to fix those problems. It's amazing though. Nothing will ever top Asha no 2 and Legend of... Nothing will ever top Asha no Jo or Ginga Eiyu Densetsu, Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Millennium Actress. So, Satoshi Kon is one of the greatest people in the medium. His movies, they're unique. Their directorial style is very special. It's very special, it's very meaningful. It's abstract, it's surreal. Many times you can't tell fantasy from reality. And Millennium Actress is his take on a story that is bittersweet. Very bittersweet. It follows the story of an actress that was in love and was chasing a love. And from there it kind of develops. I like the emotions that it brings upon the viewers. I like the execution of the directing. How when the actress is speaking about her past, they go into the movies, movie by movie, and it's just a blender of surrealism, the reality warping. You know, Khan is a master director, and him dying so young from pancreatic cancer is, in my opinion, one of the worst things, if not the worst thing, that ever happened to anime. Okay, Macross, The Urban Love. I am currently watching the series, but this movie has a sequence towards the end. It is so well animated with such good music. It's legendary. This series is legendary. It's about a love triangle between a soldier, an idol, and the soldier's superior. Now, Vivi Fluoride Ice Song tried to copy this, and it failed miserably. Do You Earn My Love? That 8-minute sequence, legendary. Amazing art. Amazing music. The execution is legendary. In fact, the staff are from... They would later on do Legend of the Galactic Heroes. It's the same staff. Now, I do have a complaint, and I think everybody knows what it's going to be. All I'll say is that Minmay is the star of the show, and that has something to do with it. The main character is kind of bland, kind of obnoxious, but this is top tier sci-fi plot, top tier. I would say romance building, even though it's kind of questionable. But this is an amazing passion project, and I like the whole thing about protoculture, how the aliens are these sort of modified humans. And they find kissing horrendous. I mean, I gotta make another video on that on Macross, but I will once I do the series. But yeah, it's a very emotional journey. But like I said before, the Dearmer love sequence is legendary. It is legendary. Tesselize. How many people have tried to review this based upon only watching the first episode? Too many. It's like Monster. People watch the first episode of this and Monster, and they pretend like they watch the whole thing. And you can tell. It's easy to tell these people out because they have nothing to say. Tesselize has Kazuho Yoshi, one of the best reading characters. It is a story that is grim. It'll bring you down. It'll shake you. It'll maybe even depress you. and it will shock your foundations. But there's a message. There is a positive message with Textualize, but everybody misses the point. So Textualize is a brutal depiction of man's most raw and horrid behavior towards itself, to the point that it tries to cause their own extinction. It's based on the behavioral think, a actual experiment that was done where rats were given an idealistic society with unlimited food, no predators, and they went extinct. So Textualize kind of tries to give an edge that and adopt it with humans. It's an amazing series. Artistically, it's beautiful. But Yoshi makes the show. She's just cool. What I find funny about Textualize is that the first episode pretty much gets rid of those that should be getting rid of, and those that really matter, they go on and then they complete it. I love the surrealness of the surface world, how it's bizarre. The people there are literally they're like ghosts, and then on the world is just hopeless. But Yoshi is a great character. I like what he represents, what he was trying to do. He's basically inspired by Nietzsche, specifically the book Thus Spoke Zarathustra. And if you read just the prologue, you can easily tell how it inspired Yoshi. Initially, first stage. Again, I don't care about cars. I don't know anything about cars. I don't care about street racing. But this anime is written so well. It's so fun. It's executed so well. It pulled me in. So, funny story. I think I said it before. I knew of Initial D because of the memes. Go on YouTube and put Ultimate Muscle Steamroller Legend. Actually, what? Don't do it. But anyways, I knew this is a series that everybody knows about the memes. Everybody knows about the arcade games, but nobody watches the show. And when they do, they start on like 4th stage, 5th stage. Like, what are you doing? You gotta watch first stage. First stage is best stage. The philosophy of street racing. The races that are better than shonen battles. The Eurobeat, the amazing use of Eurobeat. Yeah, Takumi is kind of like, kind of boring of a character, but it's funny how good he is. It kind of reminds me of One Punch Man. But it's a fun series. The author cannot write women at all. That's one of his weaknesses. But it's fun. This series is fun. I really do not like how... Was it Mother's Basement? No, it might have been Best Guy Ever. Okay, first and foremost, popular anime YouTubers, they're all garbage. They're all garbage. And the number one video on Initial D is a popular anime YouTuber crying about the CGI endlessly. It's like, come on. I never had a complaint once about this. It works. But Initial D is very fun. I like how it really tries to break down the philosophy of the street racer. The Eurobeat's amazing. All the races from first to final stage are fresh. They're always exciting. Bunta is an amazing character. I just wished he would have raced. Yeah, he did steamroll Takumi, but I wish he would have raced. Peep on the animation. Again, like I said before, I don't care about sports. I don't care about ping pong. Why would I care about an anime about ping pong? It's only a front. This anime is about redemption. It's about making the ultimate comeback. It's by a very good director. He always tends to pump out classics. This has an amazing soundtrack. It's an incredible soundtrack. It follows the story of several ping pong players, and it gets deep. It goes deep down into their personal emotions, their ambitions, their goals. it's not just two players playing ping pong, because the stakes are high, the risks are high. And it's a classic. It's a classic. Not a single episode is bad. And it has a very I like the ending. Yeah, but if I'm not doing spoilers, I can't really dwell anywhere deeper than that. Code Geass. Now this series, yes, I agree that the plot twists are very ridiculous. They don't make much sense. Many of the characters do not get explored enough, kind of get shafted aside. But what makes the series is Lelouch. No, he doesn't carry the series because there's many good characters. There's Orange, there's Suzaku, which I find it hilarious how people hate him so much. Like, I can understand that he's very politically naive. Shirley is also a good character. Very important to the plot. We got Cece. We have just an endless barrage of memorable favorite characters. It tries to be political, but compared to like Legend of the Galactic Heroes, it feels elementary. It has an amazing ending. I think it has one of the best endings I've ever seen. I think Ash no Joe beats it, but this comes very close because it's so meaningful. It culminates the 2 seasons into one final episode, where it wraps everything up in a satisfying way. When this anime ended back in 2008, the internet had a meltdown over how good it was. Put it that way. It's a wild ride. It's a wild ride that doesn't make very much sense, but it's meaningful. It's meaningful. And I could not stop. I think I watched this within like a day, maybe a day or two. It's captivating. You have nice clamp designs, amazing soundtrack. This anime had a lot going for it, and it all just went well. Tatami Galaxy. So this series, a lot of people don't like it because they feel it's too smart for them. Now, no, it's not. All you gotta do is just pay attention. Come on. It follows the story of Watashi, a newly emerged college student who wants to live the ideal life and get his raven-haired maiden. But apparently, there are obstacles in the way. There's time resets, literally, like going on all the time. The art is pretty cool, but it's just a very deep and meaningful dive into a character that's so personal and raw and unique. You really appreciate it. It's funny, and it has one of the most interesting plot twists at the very end. Paprika. First and foremost, Inception ripped off Paprika. Paprika is a very good series. It is Satoshi Kon at the height of his glory, experimenting with unique, abstract, surreal execution, which we've seen before, but it peaked here. It peaked with Paprika. He has his personally handpicked composer who makes great music for it. I love this film. In fact, I'm probably gonna watch it tomorrow. I love this. I want to make a video on it, but I have to rewatch it beforehand. But this is what Satoshi Kon is all about. What makes him special, what makes him unique, what makes him amazing. It's a great story. Now, the interesting thing about the story is that it's sending a message that almost nobody understands. And I'll talk about that. Evangelion. I'm sorry, but Evangelion is pretentious. You can legitimately call Evangelion pretentious because Hideaki Anno himself said that he put a lot of things into it without knowing what they mean, and because it looked cool. And so people are over-analyzing this series when it's pretentious. And Anno told you it's pretentious. And yet people are still trying to over-analyze and make theories and whatnot. Now granted, it's still a good series. Um, every character is likable. What I like about Evangelion is just the raw, the deep and analytical exploration of raw human emotions. Shinji feels like a real character. They show you his best. They show you his worst. Yeah, he had a controversial scene in the movie where he does the thing with his hand in front of Asuka. And though that is a problem, it still makes Shinji seem real. Because people have flaws like that. This is a raw representation of human emotions through the characters. You got Shinji, Asuka, Rei. Now Rei, her character is the beginning of these drone-like boring characters. But Rei is different because Rei is she learns the hard way to recognize human emotions. The build up to the smile, that gives you a hint about that. Asuka is a broken individual. Yeah, she's tsundere, and tsunderes tend to get played out and boring, and oh, here we go, here's the obligatory tsundere. But Asuka is different because they show her motivations. They give meaning to her character, and so she ends up being worthwhile. She ends up being a really good character. You got Misaki, who is professional, the ideal worker, but a sloppy, dirty drunk behind the scenes. You have Kaji. Who killed Kaji? That is a whole nother question. It's a mecha, and the mecha fights they're good, man. They're good. Like Anno was trying to, when he made this series, he was trying to, what's the word for it? He was trying to challenge what a mecha was with this series, but it's still pretentious. Okay, so Sonny Boy. I love Sonny Boy. The fact that an anime from 2021 is my favorites speaks a lot. It's surreal, abstract storytelling with meaning, and everybody missed the point. Amazing soundtrack. The running sequence in the last episode. Top tier moment. Best moments of one of the best moments in anime for the year. Very, very likable characters. Mizuho, Rajhani. People really miss the point here. And anime is dying because most people hate Sonny Boy. So these kids get sent to an alternate world, and they all start to develop powers, and some of the powers are actually very, very complex. And then there's hierarchy issues. And eventually people begin to drift from each other, go different ways. Think no, I don't think anybody here knows about this, but think Moon RPG. That's a game that hired indie artists to make the music, and Sonny Boy hired a series of indie artists themselves, and the music is just, when it's used, it is executed well. In the famous words of Single H, what I don't get about Sonny Boy is what other people don't get about Sonny Boy. A lot of people don't get it. A lot of people are like, what is it about? Like, people are like, what did I miss? It's like, pay attention, use your mind, you gotta think a little. Most anime nowadays, it requires no thinking, but Sonny Boy is different. Sonny Boy requires a little use of your brain, just a little use of your brain, and people have no brains at all. That's how it feels. Bakemonogatari. This is the only anime that can make 3 characters talking to themselves at a school for 3 episodes and make it entertaining. It's a dialogue-heavy show, very intellectual. Oh, that's bad. I'll address that later. So it's very intellectual. It's very smart. A lot of people feel insulted watching this because they feel it questions their intelligence. But yes, this series does demand a lot from your brain, from your consciousness. I am halfway through, and I can already put it here because I love it that much. It's a story of apparently vampires and two classmates that become ironic love interests, you could say. But it's still developing. It's still developing and going on and struggling. But the directing here is top tier. That was louder than it should have been. Yeah, but this series is special. It's very special. It also has really good openings. The second opening with the lolly threw me off. I was like, what am I watching? But it's similar to Atomic Galaxy. It's just this anime purposely bombards you with information, and you're not supposed to be pausing and reading everything. That's not the point. Skycrawlers. This is by Mamoru Oshii. I made a video on this. I think it's very bad, but I like the political message here. See, Mamoru Oshii is a very political man, and when he makes a movie, when he makes an anime, he has a very meaningful message, and this anime has that message there. This anime has well-written characters with well-meaning conflicts, well-meaning motivations. It's a political story where they fight the teacher, an unbeatable pilot. I just like how politically conscious it is. That's why I really appreciate the Skycrawlers. Give it a shot. Single H, again, said that this takes place in the surface world of text and lives, and it makes sense. It actually makes sense when he says that user says that. Monster. This may or may not remain here because I kind of see where Single H is coming from when it comes to Johan. So you have a doctor who is a expert in brain surgery, but he's getting used as a pawn, and if the people coming in are poor, yeah, he'll operate on them. But if somebody high profile comes in, like a celebrity or politician, they will pull him from that patient to that other patient. And at first they did it, they were sly about it. So Dr. Tema didn't know what was going on. Once he finds out the corruption of the hospital, he rebels, and he gets a kid that got shot in the head and decides to save his life. And his superiors told him, hey, we got a celebrity, whatever, politician, comedian, actor. You must go operate on him. And Tema was like, no, this kid came first. And he rebelled and did it. Lost his job, got blacklisted, lost his wife. And the worst part about it is the kid that he saved is a mass serial killer. And now he feels it's his duty to kill him. And that's what Monster is about. I haven't finished it yet. I mean, just prepare yourself for lots of filler. Some good, some bad. Once I finish this though, I do plan to address Single H's review. Nana is an emotional journey between two best friends who are grown women. One who's into punk rock, one who is and the other who is basically a pretty girl. But this is one of those series that is very, very emotional. Good music, good storytelling, good characters all around, love triangles, love conflicts. You'll be crying over and over and over again. It's an emotionally gripping story. I actually made a video on this. Actually, I should go watch it. I completely forgot that I did that. Titania is for those of you that have watched Legend of the Galactic Heroes. The author, this is the same author. Now, Fan Hulick is another Yang Wenli type character, and it revolves around him becoming a target of the Republic and becoming a symbol of resistance, and him trying to just maneuver himself like getting chased like cat and mouse. Adorable character arc, decent music. Unfortunately, the anime did not continue because the novels had like a 15-year break. Season 2 is possible, but nobody would watch it. If I won the lottery, I would do a second season of Titania easily. I just wish they would show more of Fan Hulick's genius. Udna. When it comes to Udna, the plot doesn't matter. It's about the surreal, abstract execution of its art and storytelling. The symbolism is off the charts here. Off the charts. It's a beautiful... This anime is like looking at a portrait in an art museum and appreciating how creative it is, how surreal it is, and the symbolism that envelops the entire portrait. That is this series. The plot does not matter. Trying to figure out the truth doesn't even matter at all. FOCO, it's a short 6-episode OVA series that does a lot more in 6 episodes than some series do with 1,000. It is a coming of age that is just incredible. The music by The Pillows, iconic music. Haruko Haruhara, one of my favorite characters in all of anime. She had a huge influence on me growing up. I like her, just like her wild personality of just being like, she likes to bait people and make fun of them, and seeing that she's smarter than them and laugh at them. Somehow I can relate to that. I think this series was heavily influenced by Evangelion because it's so short, 6 episodes. I recommend you watch this. The ending is nice. It's bittersweet. But the sequels ruined it. Alternative and progressive ruined this series. I mean, they're fun to watch. I like them, but they don't even compare to this. This is a masterpiece coming of age. That's what you all can say. I don't want to get into the spoilers. Violet Evergarden. This is a series for people that don't have short attention spans. People who are used to shonen or action and killing and violence and sex and drugs, they won't like this, because this is a story that is very mature. It is a very emotional journey of a character that is learning to be human after being used as a tool of war for her whole childhood. Violet Evergarden is a great character, and this is a series that just breaks you down on an emotional. You'll be crying several times. It's just so meaningful, her journey, how she helps people emotionally. It's so meaningful. There is a movie that wraps it up. So after you watch this, I think there's an OVA episode, and then there's a movie. Manga. I know people are warning about this. I have read a lot of manga, but Ashano Joe is the only one that I felt to put here. And I'm almost done. I think I'm on volume 17, maybe 18. Video coming soon on the manga. Characters. Oh wow. Okay. I'm gonna skip people so I don't take up too much of your time. First is Yabuki Joe. He is, in my opinion, the best written character in all of anime. He is a man that has flaws. He has very serious flaws. At the same time, he's also a nice person. So he is constantly conflicted, not just with himself, but with how he carries himself in conversation, in contrast to other characters. He demands respect, he demands dignity, and he demands that you do the same thing. The reason why he's always butting heads with Yoko Shiraki is because she thinks with money in her mind, where Joe says, no, it's not about the money. It's about really expressing yourself based upon your own character, not based upon your bank account. Now, I think I'll wait till I get to Rikishi for the next thing. Yeah, but his character is just, you think he's scum, you think he's uptight and annoying and evil, but no. His development is a journey. It is a journey. And I love Ibuki Joe, and I root for him. I root for him. Yoko Shiraki, nobody has her up this high. Nobody anywhere, even in Japanese websites, nobody has her this high. But I respect her because the story of her and Ibuki Joe is an incredible story of seeking, finding, and exploring purpose to get to the top. And unconditional support back and forth, while at the same time having conflict and butting heads. Yeah. When it comes to Yoko, if you go to my profile and my anime list, all I post is a YouTube link of Yoko standing in the rain with her theme song playing. I love her character. I like how it grows, the growth of it. Rikishi Toru, a Chad, an amazing man, an amazing character. The best rivalry in all of anime is Yabuki Joe and Toru Rikishi. Rikishi is likable, 100%, no complaints about his character. He is an amazing individual, an amazing boxer. Awesome theme song. It's like he is like the moral compass, the controller. He is the analyzer. He is the one that keeps the order, while at the same time putting himself through drastic measures and overcoming, having a meltdown, but then realizing and overcoming. Yeah, Rikishi is an amazing character. Oberstein. Oberstein is what people cannot be. Oberstein knows what needs to be done. He knows what the price that is necessary to be paid. And we got these people that are morally obsessed that say, "Oh, Oberstein is evil. He's making bad decisions." No, it didn't have to be this way. No. Oberstein is the most realistic political character that has ever existed, and he did nothing wrong. Reinhardt is a character that defies the nobles. He is a character that was lucky enough to be placed in nobility and knows that they're scum and tries to assume power and create a just universe as a autocracy. So basically, it's kind of like a dictatorship, but because he's so pure, people tend to flock to it, and he shows an alternative as a great dictator, you could say. And now it's not a dictatorship. I'm just saying it for easy convenience. But Reinhardt is something that is rare and never really seen. Yang Wenli is on the other side, on the Free Planets Alliance. He is one of the most brilliantly written, politically conscious characters in all of existence. But he has flaws, you know. He's very naive. He's very naive. And again, he's not a Mary Sue. Yang Wenli does not win because he is Yang Wenli. He wins because he has a good team. And people need to realize that about him. Okay, let me go here. So Yang Wenli, as politically conscious as he has very many flaws. He has very, very many flaws. But he's smart, man. I have a video. It's a lecture, actually. The politics of Yang Wenli. I'll break it down there. But make sure you watch the series first. But I'm always impressed at his theory, his analysis, his conclusions, his tactics, his approach. Very respectable. Jessica Edwards. Jessica Edwards is a very... Well, her character is inspirational. She was a nobody that became radicalized. And she tried to seize power. She tried to make sense of it. She tried to question the government, and her story is very uplifting. I love her character because she's so proud. She's so dignified. I love it. Tange Dampe, He is the father figure, the mother figure of Yabuki Joe. His unconditional support. Yes, he may have some doubts. He might get worried here and there. But this man, his story is so emotional. It's so uplifting. It's so happy. The precious moments. I love Tangedampe. I love him. He's really just looking out for Joe. Really. At the same time though, he knows when it's time to get down and dirty and support Joe unconditionally. He knows it. He knows it. Kazuo Yoshi wants you to find meaning in humanity and in yourself. Kazuo Yoshi is a revolutionary because he wants the best for humanity, and he will do whatever it takes, whether it takes hacking phones, whether it takes sniping people, whether it takes impersonating gang members, whether it takes assassinations and killings. And this man, he wants to spark humanity to find its meaning and stop being depressing, stop being dopey and mopey and sad, and to pick themselves up and look for something greater and find great leaders. And Kazuo Yoshi is the ultimate catalyst of revolution. And that's why I love him. He knows that humanity needs meaning, and he will give them that meaning. Hoshino, he's from Ping Pong. Great character. I like his how cocky he gets during his matches. How he's so full of himself. But there's a lot more to him than that. That's really all I can say without spoilers. Geist is a raw killing machine. He symbolizes the end of humanity. He doesn't care. In fact, it makes him smile. He's the type of person that he'll save the humans, but at the same time, he'll get them killed. 'Cause at the end of the day, he's just having fun, and that's why Geist is Geist, and Geist is based. Mayatel, it's from Galaxy Express 39. It's a very emotional series. Her story is just okay. I'm gonna be plain and simple. What makes Mayato is her design. She's probably the first woman in anime whose design I saw really appealing. She's very. I think that her design, Leiji Matsumoto made her iconic in her design. Now, other than that, I like the sorrowful, kind of sad story that she's involved in. Yeah, she's with Tetsuro. She's not only a very important character, but she's pivotal to the plot. A lot of it involves around her. It involves around her trying to do the right thing, but she's doing the wrong thing. The entire thing about Galaxy Express 39 is the dynamic between her and Tetsuro. Kei and Yuri. So Dirty Pair is an episodic series, but what makes the show is Kei and Yuri. The way they get along, this love-hate type of thing, where they're always fighting, but then they're working together. They're talking about dating, going out with guys. It's a wild ride. The problem with Dirty Pair is that because it's episodic, because the plot really goes nowhere, most of the episodes are not very memorable. But there are a few that are, and overall it's a fun ride. Kei and Yuri are very iconic characters. It's a shame they got canceled. It's a shame that it got canceled because they should have kept going, but it's understandable because I think one of the voice actors retired or backed away, and the other one was like, no, I'm not doing it unless I get the same voice actor. But this series is fun. Iconic opening, iconic ending. I talked about it on my channel before, so if you wanted some analysis, check that out on my channel. Lelouch. he's very respectable because of what he's trying to accomplish against Britannia and for the Japanese. He's like Oberstein. He knows the importance of getting your hands dirty because nobody understands. You probably watching don't understand the importance of getting your hands dirty, and Lelouch knows this. He knows this. Great character. I wouldn't say he carries his show because there's a lot of good characters, but yeah, he gets it. He gets it. J-Fit Kiri Heiss. He's very pure. He's a very pure character. He is Reinhardt's right-hand man, best friend, other half to seize the universe. He is a man that I would aspire to be. I respect Kiri Heiss very much. And if you watch Legend of the Galactic Heroes, you will come to love him. Fan Hulick is from Titania. He is Yoshika Tanaka's next Yang Wenli. My only problem is that they don't really focus too much on his genius. Whereas they were all over Yang Wenli when it came to him. Okay, so we're approaching the end now. Yeah, great character, makes the show. Titania must have a second season. Harako Haruhara, one of my biggest influences. I love her character. I love her sense of humor. She's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. She makes Fooly Cooly. She's very funny. I think that she has out of all the characters here, she's the one that has influenced me the most. It's my sense of humor. So if you ever get to know me, I'm a lot like her. I just love her. Yeah, she's kind of selfish. She has some questionable goals, but great character. Miyazawa is on Karekano. What I like about Karekano is it's a rom-com that is better than all other rom-coms, and as it really explores the most deepest personal issues of the two main characters, her and the other guy. She's a perfectionist who is apparently very sloppy at home, but she's so real of a character. Again, Ano nailed it again with showing raw human emotion, raw human character with her. And yes, you gotta come to respect how she's so human for a character. When a simple character made of colors becomes so real from the writing, from the execution, they come to life, and you have to respect them. And Mizuho is in Sunny Boy. I love her character. She kind of talks like a duck. But Sunny Boy is an anime that I just have so much respect for, especially because it just came out. And Mizuho, she's one of the most memorable characters. I actually was thinking about whether putting her here or Rajahani. Rajahani is good too. Rajahani would be right behind her actually. But Mizuho, I love her design, her animations, her story, her ambitions, her goals, her cats. What she contributes to the story. She's a great character. I love her. But that's all I got. That's me discussing my Mao favorites. And I know I got carried away many times, but thank you for listening.